what's up everybody, it is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome to another edition of Track Walk in MX Simulator. Today we are doing episode number 56, and today I'm doing a track called Horsin Around, which is a Supercross track made by Staydown, and I've only done one quick lap on this track, so I'm kind of rusty, and probably won't be ripping per se, or, I mean, not by my standards at least, but I wanted to show this track off because I thought it was really well put together. It's very tight. It's much more close to the 1-to-1 scale, and I think all this stuff is actually made by Staydown, like the objects and the decals and obviously the displacement and everything. But he's been around for a while. He's made some really cool tracks, and this is just one of the many that he's put out. And I thought it looked pretty good, and I wanted to give it a go, so that's why we're using it for Track Walk episode number 56. And so I'm going to spin, I'd assume probably like 10 laps on this track. Oh! And I want to try to, this time, actually run like good laps, because sometimes for Track Walk I'll just run really bad laps, like lap after lap. So I'm going to try to get into a groove a little bit here, but it's hard because you don't always get used to the 1-to-1 scaling. It's not the easiest thing to just straight up learn if you're not used to it. I know it's not exactly 1-to-1. I'm not saying that like it's impossible because this is 1-to-1, but it's much tighter, and therefore it flows. It still flows, but it doesn't flow as well or as good as a wide open track. Like Blake Scheinman's FAM-MX tracks are absolutely enormous, and they're basically highways, but they usually flow pretty good because they have so much space that it's pretty easy not to get messed up on them. Well, I don't even know what to do in that first section at this point. It's like a weird kick. Yeah, there's some really cool features on this track. I'm gonna go check out some of the barn and some of the other stuff here in a minute, just to kind of show you guys all the track, but I wanted to get at least like a good lap in, which I seem like I can't. Dang, messing everything up here. I bet this track is absolutely prime for taking screenshots on, though. You want a screenshot track. Horsin Around by Staydown. Oh, it's funny, I didn't even realize that rhymed. Horsin Around, Staydown. I don't think that's something that he was trying to go for, but pretty cute nonetheless. I think the only disappointment about the 1-to-1 scale stuff usually is that the whoops are tiny, so they're not very, like, this track is not a track that I'd be like, you know what, Supercross 2016 training, I'm going to do it on Horsin Around. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I must have missed a finish line jump the first lap or something like that. Come on. I don't even know what to do in that first section. But this track absolutely has the feel of like a test track, or at least like someone's track in their backyard that they would, use to do Supercross testing, or just, to ride Supercross in general. And it's a lot of fun. Like, the traction, in my opinion, is perfect for the scale because it's so grippy that it makes you feel like it's pretty fast, even though it's really a very tight track. Yeah, I must have missed a finish line or something because I ran a 1:59 and then I just ran a 59. So instead of fucking around here, I'm going to go kind of show off a couple other things around the track that I think are kind of cool. Go over here to this house. Oh, that fence has collision. But yeah, this house is pretty intense. I'm pretty sure that, like I said, he modeled it. Obviously, perspective-wise, he didn't model all the crazy details on the front of the house. And if you go inside of it, it's just empty on the inside. But it's still pretty well modeled, in my opinion. That fence having collisions is just screwing me. I think this truck has collisions too. Nope, doesn't. But it's still a good-looking truck. It's a pretty well-modeled truck. Does this gate have collisions? YOLO! Nope, it doesn't. It's got a little sequence file. Is that what this is? Yep. A little sequence file of water in here. So, just a little pond. It's not deep. then I'll go over to the barn. And then the barn is technically off the track, but he's got a horse billboard in here. It's like a stable. If he modeled this is incredible. This looks really good. But see, this is actually off the map right here. Fuck. If I go right, I am off the map now. One thing that's kind of funny though is that you could go way the hell off the map. Look at my red arrow on the screen. I'm gonna go touch my helmet. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna touch my helmet. And ready. I'm gonna slow down just enough and boop, touch the helmet. Turn around and go back. End up way far away though. So that, like, this is basically like obviously the skybox is someone's house or something like that, because I'm not getting any closer or farther away from this house with this playground and stuff like that. So it's meant to look like he's kind of like almost in the middle of a neighborhood, it would seem. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. But I think it's pretty cool. Like, it is really well built, in my opinion. It looks super, super crisp. And I'm going to try to figure out a line through this section that I like. And it's not that. Alright, so let's run a couple more laps here. Oh yeah, doing the Alec Kattenberg. Swinging that rear end around in the corner. Shit, 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 too far. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, saved it. This track just feels so nice. Like I said, 1-to-1 scale stuff is so hard usually that it's hard to make it feel like it flows. But I feel like this track has some pretty good flow to it. I mean, in my opinion, of course, you can make your own opinions. Oh, damn. Lost the front end in that rut. Maybe it's just me, but, and if Staydown, if you watch this video, but I think every track that I've ever played that's a Staydown track has power lines in it. I don't know if that's like just like a trademark of his, but see, there's power lines going through the track right in front of me right here. Another track that he released recently called something Raceway. Can't remember the name of it right now. But that had power lines on it too, and then I feel like some of the tracks I've played before that are Staydown have power lines. Is that just like something that he feels like is a signifier that it's his tracks or something like that? Because not many people usually put power lines on their track, but I noticed that that's like a common occurrence for Staydown. I don't know. Maybe you could tell me if you watch Staydown, your thoughts on that. I know a lot of the times we get the actual track creators to watch our videos, which is always cool. I'm trying to give them as much support as I can by giving them more or less an honest review and then showing off their track so that more people will download their track. Yeah, that first section just hates me. I don't know if I just don't know what I'm supposed to do in there or what, but can't seem to get it yet. And then, like I said, the whoops, that's the only downfall I have about smaller scales, is that usually they'll make the whoops smaller too. Obviously, for some people, that's a bonus because they're like, I'm shit at whoops. I like the small whoops. But for me, it's like, I need challenging large whoops if I'm going to use it as like a test track and play it over and over again. And these ones are just too small and don't have much of a challenge. So I guess that kind of sucks, but you know, whatever. Alright, so I ran a 51, but that was with a big mistake in this first rhythm section here. Oh, yep, I'm going to have another big one. Wow, how did I ride out of that? I'm trying to just tiptoe my way through that section just so that I can like run a decent lap and know what like a good kind of time is. Because so far I've messed up that section every lap that I've gone on a pretty decent lap after it. We're good. I would say that this is not a track built for a 450 either. If you're on a 125 or a 250F, it'd probably ride really well. But on a 450, it's like first and second gear everywhere. Which, you know, it is what it is. 450s on real life Supercross tracks are pretty much the same way, first and second gear everywhere. Maybe third gear or fourth gear in the whoops, but there we go. Figured out something at least through there to get there. So let's see if I can finish the lap. They're like braking bumps. It's the best way I can describe how small those whoops are. Alright, this is a pretty decent lap. I almost screwed it up after I said that. .49.8. So I'd assume the aliens could do like 45s. And by aliens, I mean Hunter Root, Ryan Mahan, guys that devote their life to this game. But anyway, a very fun track. Horsin Around. Clever name because he's got horses in like the stables and on the side of the track. I mean, it's tough to rate tracks like this for me because it is built really well for the scaling that he decided to go with. So in that aspect, I think it deserves like a really good rating. But it's just one of those kind of tracks that it's like, yeah, I'd play it again, but by myself probably. It doesn't seem like a track that'd be very fun to play with other people because it's so tight. You know, you get more than maybe 5 people on this track, and it would just, I mean, it'd be fun because if you're playing with like 5 of your best buds or something like that, then you're screwing around and taking each other out and whatnot. But 5 people that you don't like on this track would kind of suck because it's just so tight. But it feels, I mean, really, really well built for the scale. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. That's like a big factor is scale in sim. You know, some people build it 1:1, 1:1.1. I think the Supercross tracks are 1:1.15. I think Blake's Supercross tracks are 1:1.25. And what that means is every 1 foot is 1.25 feet on his track. And 1:1 is every 1 foot is actually 1 foot on the track, you know, on something like this. But, you know, if you can build to a certain scale and build it well, then you should stick with that. Staydown's always built really tight, tough scales for his tracks. He released a track called Pasteurized, I think, recently that was an arena cross that was very tight. And they're fun, they are, but again, it's only fun to a certain level. You know, he only put 7 or so gates on this track anyway, but if you had a 10-person race, you wouldn't have that much fun on a track like this. At least that's my opinion. I mean, some people enjoy racing tight stuff like this, like Jay's Supercross tracks. He loves doing stuff like that, and, you know, I've even done quite well on some of the Australian Supercross rounds, but, you know, it is what it is. Putting in a couple good laps here. And just as I say that, I screw it up. Oh yeah. Anyway, very well built track, Staydown. And for those of you watching this video, I'd highly recommend giving it a download and at least trying it. Most people don't like the tight technical stuff just because they, you know, that's what makes it a true sim, is making this tight technical stuff and then trying to ride the tight technical stuff effectively. But most people don't usually like that kind of stuff. So if you're a fan of big jumps and big whips and stuff, this is not the track for you. But if you are a tight and technical person and you like really well designed tracks that are very, very pretty in terms of the environment, then this is the track for you. I would recommend downloading it. But anyway, this has been Track Walk episode number 56 here on Start Your Systems. Kellen here. If you like this video, please like it. Please comment if you have any comments, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll catch you guys in the next video on Start Your Systems.